Hey y'all, this is your host, Garrett Pierce. I'm the owner of Northwest Trueshot, affiliated with several companies in the outdoor lifestyle. I want to thank you for listening to the Trueshot Podcast today. I'm here to bring you everything I know about outdoor-related topics. I want to help create a great connection between us and build on each other's skills in the field and at home. To keep up to date, please follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, both GP Hunting Outdoors and Northwest Trueshot. Also, please give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube page. All of our episodes will be posted there with visuals if you'd rather watch. I hope we can help make your shot a true shot. And now, without further ado, here's the Trueshot Podcast. In today's episode, we have my fiance, Cayla Stam. She's going to be our guest for this week and our new co-host for all of our regular episodes. We're going to be talking stories, experiences, gear, and future hunts today. I would like to introduce her now. Everyone, this is Cayla.
Hey guys.
So let's start today's episode with a little bit about you and who you are. So what do you do exactly?
I work at a local sign shop to our area. I was originally hired as the office admin, but fortunately I got moved more into a graphic designer role. Wasn't really my plan. Didn't really have a plan for myself at the time, actually. And it just worked out really well for the shop and myself. Now I do a lot of working with our local sheriff's office, the police office, and local businesses in ways I can help support them and get them the decals that they need for their own business. And I print a lot for the sheriffs. I'm working with our sheriff's office multiple times a week.
That's awesome. What do you enjoy about your lifestyle? Well, let me rephrase that. What is your lifestyle? What's your lifestyle like?
Well,
who are you?
I've always been a heavily outdoorsy kind of person. That's the only reason you really like me. I never was super into hunting. My family did a lot when I was a kid, when I was itty bitty. And then some family things happened and it just kind of slowly died off. We all got super busy. And so instead I took more of a turn into horses. Mm-hmm. And, I ended up showing them throughout all of high school. Did a lot in middle school, high school, showing in 4-H, FFA, and OSET. And now I just kind of enjoy doing whatever I feel like. So if I feel like riding my horse, I ride my horse. If I feel like going camping or hunting, I go ahead and do either one of those.
Sounds pretty nice.
Can't complain.
So what do you enjoy specifically about that kind of lifestyle?
Just the opportunities. I feel like it's always brought for me. Being outdoorsy, it kind of helps clear your mind a lot. Mm-hmm. While I'm getting really stressed out, it's nice being able to get out and about and away from the noise and away from the people and just kind of enjoy myself. Usually play some really loud music in the process.
Yeah, loud music comes up quite often.
Fixes all life problems. That and Dutch Bros.
Absolutely.
Not an ad for Dutch Bros, but it's pretty damn good.
Nice.
Dutch Bros sponsor me.
Yeah, she does like her Dutch Bros. We'll leave it at that. So what do you do for fun, specifically? Is there anything that you do for fun, or do you enjoy everything that you get to do?
I don't think I have anything super specific, besides just riding horses, honestly. And it's not even just about getting to ride the horses for me at this point. It's a lot more of just getting to be around the horses. So I've been doing a lot of getting into judging around in our area. I've been pressing a lot, so I do find that quite fun. It's work, but it's really fun to go do on the weekends. So I've been enjoying that a lot. I don't think I have a whole lot. Just kind of everything in general. I wouldn't say there's anything in particular I do.
Yeah, well, we try and have fun with everything we do.
Yeah.
That's kind of our goal.
We keep everything pretty light. It's nice being able to just be stress-free.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's kind of the main goal of it all, no matter what we're doing, so.
Yes, yeah. We already have enough stress with everything going on in our life.
Our jobs are plenty of stress. So yeah, when we're out and about, whatever we're doing, there's no point in making it more stressful. Even camping, every time we've put a tent up, especially from my parents are like, oh, they're we're gonna start fighting soon. And we never do, just because we're super low stress in that way. It's really nice, so.
Well, that, and I think both of us have learned that if, you're trying to argue while do something, it makes the task 10 times harder.
Yeah, it's not really worth fighting with you trying to do something. And you're so easygoing. I'd be like, hey, honey, can you go do that for me? And you'll just go do it. It's not like it's a fight or an argument. You're really open to doing whatever I say, which is I appreciate every time, so.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Well, I'm glad you do. That's I try and keep everything easy and chill, and it helps us both.
Yeah.
So.
It gets you outside more. If I enjoy it, you're going to get to do it more, so. Yeah, figured out the key.
Yeah. This is how I've learned to get her out. Let her enjoy it, and then you can start, working towards the next step.
Yeah.
Like, backcountry elk hunting or...
He started out with, oh, honey, you're ready for breakfast? Let me go cook that for you. So you want to go pack with horses into the wilderness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's evolved quite a bit. So, the next question I have for you is kind of about the show. Are you excited to co-host this show? More
nervous than anything. I don't have a whole lot of hunting to bring back to you guys. I'm not a huge hunter, if I'm being totally honest. I've definitely become more of a hunter now that you and I have been doing it, but I'm just more of an outdoorsy kind of gal. I just like being outside and getting to go camping. It's not really about specifically having the goal to go hunting. Cool, if we're going hunting, that's awesome. It's fun, but
correct.
I just like to go outside, so.
Well, and I think a lot of my decision on this part was having somebody who wasn't necessarily on the full hunting side, so that way we can both learn together, because I have learned a lot from you, even in my own personal hunting experience.
Yeah, it's because you had no clue how to pack when we got together. He is the worst packer, may I add really quick. He just throws everything in. I have a system where things get stacked really nicely and neatly, and he'll just throw that stuff in there.
Yeah, there's definitely things that I've improved on it.
There's a certain level of organization I must have.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think with having you on here, it's going to be really good because it'll help get some more of the ideas out there. Because I know you have a lot of ideas about hunting and outdoor lifestyle. I mean, we're both very outdoorsy type of people, and having the more experience of that outdoors lifestyle is going to help a lot. So I'm really actually excited to have you on as our co-host on the show and bring you in here and just get some more opinions on everything.
So it wasn't just convenience because I live with you?
Well, I mean, that was part of it, but... But yes, it'll be nice having you on here. I appreciate it. I'm sure you guys do too, with having a little bit more interaction. I noticed our second episode went a lot better than our first with having interaction. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, having her as our co-host. And with that, let's keep going. So now that we know a little bit more about you and who you are, I'm going to go ahead and skip this question because what got you started on hunting and the outdoor lifestyle? You've already stated that it was me. So, and I mean, I'm sure you guys probably don't know that, but you've already stated it. So we'll just move on to the next one. What are some of your first hunting experiences? Because I know you talked about hunting with your parents when you were young.
Yeah, I was really little for that. I mean, I was only probably 5 or so, and we would go like with my uncle and my grandpa. The primary thing I remember was less about actually the hunting aspect. Mm-hmm. I very vividly remember right after we got in these bunk bed cots, my brother and I fighting over the cots and who got the top one. I was the older one, so I got the top bunk. Heck yeah. But I remember staying in the elk hunting tent, and for some reason that has just always been a kind of a goal of mine, was getting to do that again. I don't know why, but as a kid that was the coolest thing in the world. I wanted the chance to do it again, and finally it happened, so no complaints here.
Yeah, I was going to say, with that being your one thing, how did you like it last year with having the wall tent? And
oh man, I love that wall tent so much. That wall tent was way better than just a camp or a plain tent. One of the pop-up ones. It was really nice having the stove in it. It was really nice just being able to zip everything up. It was even better being able to have the camp stuff inside.
Yeah.
Because it was just smooth or moved really well. Getting to have everything inside. Because you can just cook while you're inside the tent where it was warm and not windy. So it worked out really well in that aspect.
Yeah, and where we went hunting, it wasn't in the evening when we were mainly using the kitchen and everything cooking inside. It wasn't super windy, but it was definitely cold. It was
really cold. It was like 20 degrees outside every night by the time we were cooking.
It averaged in the morning, it was about 24 degrees in the morning every time we woke up.
And I think we had the teens once or twice.
Oh yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah.
It was pretty chilly for an early October hunt. Usually it's not quite that cold.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing in disguise having the whole tent.
Till you smoked us out like a couple of chickens.
Yeah, it smelled like I smoked people, I guess. I
don't know if the coyotes were sure curious.
Yeah, I know what it's like to be inside of a smoker now, so
don't do that anytime soon.
Yeah, no kidding. So your first hunting experiences had to deal with family. What did that time mean to you?
Honestly, always getting to spend time with my family, you know me, is super, super important.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember it better. Unfortunately, that was like right before my grandpa died, so I don't have a whole lot of memories of him otherwise. So always having that kind of in the back of my mind makes me feel good. And knowing when I'm out on my outdoor adventures that he's probably rolling in his grave laughing at me. I could only imagine his thoughts as we smoked the tent out or as we killed the truck.
Yeah, we did kill the truck.
My grandpa would not have been proud, but he would have been laughing. He would have enjoyed the show, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He sounds like he was a very fun guy. So getting to spend time with my family as short as I know some lifespans can be has always been really important. And I know, your family's not going to live forever. So having those memories just bring me some joy. And it's nice being able to go do those things again that remind you of it.
Absolutely.
Because I know every time I've been out hunting, I think about my grandpa, and it's just hilarious knowing he is laughing at me. He's supportive.
And I remember you talking about that after you killed your first buck, especially about your grandpa being there and watching you and laughing and stuff like that, and about the whole experience of this year's hunting season.
Yeah, the whole thing was pretty cool. I know I got a lot of family watching over me on it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of family members there that
in spirit
that weren't there in reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. So what do you enjoy most about camping specifically? Well, I guess I shouldn't say specifically, in general, because we do a lot of camping between scouting and fishing and hunting and
No, I can't say that. That's not allowed. But being honest, it's being able to get really drunk and day drink.
Fair point.
No, generally it's just knowing I don't have anything I have to go specifically do. Like, I don't need to go clean the apartment. I don't need to go clean my truck out. I don't need to go to work and get yelled at. I actually don't get yelled at. But I don't need to go work and yell at people myself. It's just knowing I don't have a whole lot of responsibilities out there. I feel like I do a lot in my day-to-day that requires me to be quite responsible and the normal human. And being able to just get out and about and avoid those responsibilities is nice.
Get away from the people.
Yeah.
Everything, just life in general.
Yeah, and getting to be with just you is really nice. I love getting to spend that quality time with you in that aspect. I love getting to take my pickup as much as we get scratched up every time. I love having my truck out there. It's a good sentimental value for me too.
Oh, the amount of glares I've gotten going through sagebrush and stuff.
Oh my god, just be glad you were not in the truck when Cayla and I were going up the hill.
Yeah, no kidding.
There was one camping trip. Am I okay? Go off topic.
Yeah,
there was one camping trip he took me on in April last year, and we took a couple friends of ours with us.
Mm-hmm.
And him and the man of the group, the other man, was like, hey, you and the other girl, how about you two go drop us off on this side of this hill, and we'll hike up and over this hill and meet you back at camp.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can take this road back to camp. And we went, are you sure? That's a really big hill. I think that's steeper than what you two are thinking.
Well, no, I looked at it on Onyx, and it really wasn't that steep. It was a road that went almost straight to camp.
Okay, well, we said the hill you're trying to climb over looks steeper than what you think.
Oh,
and they said, no, it will be fine. You go up this road. Okay. Well, we took them where they wanted to be dropped off. The road wasn't bad getting there. A little bumpy, but not bad. They get out. We start driving up the road. Before we know it, it's getting narrower and narrower and narrower till us scratching on both sides. About, 50 feet or so up the road. Then the Scal and I find a tree that's like this over the top of the road. The road's here, tree's like this. It's almost like horizontal to the road for those of you guys listening. It was bad, right? So I'm like, hey, Caitlin, you mind sticking your head out the window on the passenger side and make sure I don't hit the branch with the cab of my truck? Because the last thing I need right now is to take the cab of my truck out with that tree. So she said, sure. Well, we went underneath that tree with probably about an inch of clearance. We kept on going. We were going along. Life was going good. It got really bouncy for a while. It got a little bit wider, though. And we got on this red dirt road. It was wonderful. It was super smooth. It was super wide. Life was good. And we were like, okay, cool. Hauling butt down this road, right? Oh, and then there was our turn on the right.
Yeah.
So we went
to go up over the hill and back.
So we made our right turn and we started going up the hill. And then that started getting narrower and narrower and more narrow. And before we knew it, we were rock crawling in a crew cab, long bed, Dodge pickup with... This thing has the worst suspension in my life. It does not have suspension. It's not meant for bumps.
It doesn't have suspension. It has bounce. That's what it has.
The whole truck bounces.
Yeah, it has bounce.
So we were going along up this road, and Caitlin had her head like a solid 4 or 5 times, mind you. That's how bad this road was.
It was horrible.
The whole time. They're just hiking along, day drinking. Life is good. They were hiking along.
That was a bad idea.
We were smacking our head in the truck. I think she hit her head on the window once even.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was going, God damn it, Garrett.
I was having a great time.
So before I knew it, we were at the top of the hill. After we made like a solid 9-degree turn too. It was a bad turn. It was not meant for my size of pickup.
Yeah, it was like drawing a C on your hand. It was about the size of that. I mean, it was tight.
It was a sharp turn. Yeah. My truck almost didn't make it. We had to do the half turn and back up and then turn some more.
It was even more than a 90. It was like 120. It almost looped completely around.
You're definitely right. It was not a good turn and not meant for my pickup.
No, it wasn't.
So, besides things like that.
See, but that's the part that I enjoy about it, though, is the adventures. I mean, you didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. I felt bad once I saw how bad the road was.
And mind you, I just gotten the bumper on this thing painted, like 2 months before, and it just got scratched. Terribly. Lucky for him, the truck's already really old and has worse scratches up and down the side, so.
Yeah, that's true. It could have been worse.
I know.
It could have been way worse. But it turned out pretty good.
You know, we keep saying that about most all of my life experiences. It could have been worse.
I think that's life in general, honestly. I mean...
Yeah. Gotta keep something positive in life.
Right? Like this podcast. We keep it positive.
But yeah, so things like that. That's what I enjoy about camping. It's just the memories you always get to make with it. And getting to be out with friends. It's always awesome when we get to go camping with people. I love camping with you, but I think it's honestly more fun sometimes when we go camping with other people.
Wow.
What? It's way more fun. Day drink with someone else by my side.
True. I'm just giving you crap, hon.
You always do.
She just doesn't like spending time with me. That's all. Oh boy. All right, let's continue before I dig myself a deeper hole.
Are you sure you want co-host?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
We need one. And so let's continue into kind of more back into the hunting aspect. I know you use a lot of your gear year-round, more or less, whether you're working out at the barn or hunting or fishing, even just hiking in general. But what kind of brands of gear specifically do you use?
Are you sure we want to shout them out?
I mean, we're not. I want people to understand where we both come from, and understanding you at this point is a little bit more important than just everything else.
Well, I am always easily cold. I'm 100 pounds soaking wet. I do not like being cold. Garrett has figured out the key to getting me outside is to make sure I'm well fed, nice and warm. Mm-hmm. I know that about myself even. So, when it comes to my gear, getting to have some high quality gear is kind of an importance for me.
Yeah.
So I do like to use Sitka. Laugh as you shall. I do like getting to use my Sitka. I do use a good chunk of it year round. I don't take my my deer gear out and about. Like, I don't really do stalls in my deer hunting stuff, but I will use my waterfowl because it doesn't really need to be as scent free.
Right.
I do like getting to wear my Sitka if we're just going like into town or something, and I feel like staying nice and toasty warm, or if I know we're gonna be outside in the cold a lot.
Yeah.
Besides my Sitka, I do like to use my Crispies. Mm-hmm. Mainly, I do wear them to the barn to do stalls. I know I shouldn't, but I do. I really like those because the ankle support that comes with them. I had my horse roll over on my ankle about 6 or so years ago, and it really messed my ankle up. So getting to have that extra support has always helped. It allows me to go a lot further with a lot less pain, and even now it's almost non-existent sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really honestly enjoyable. And the other thing too is my ankles like to roll on themselves, so it comes up far enough on my ankle too that it just kind of helps hold it in place.
Right.
So all the factors work really well together. They're super warm. I haven't had any issues with my toes getting cold, which is my favorite part because, again, I don't like being cold.
Yeah, I've noticed the ankle support is really good in those boots as well as the heat because we were I went coyote hunting last week and we went and walked on Lava Rock the whole weekend, and it was like 20 degrees in the morning and my feet never got cold, and we were sitting in a spot for half an hour and then moving, and it was really nice. Those boots are definitely top of the list at the best gear we have.
Yeah, I highly recommend them to everyone that asks. So yeah, and then on top of it too, they just do a great job at not letting my feet hurt while I'm walking.
Yes.
I've had an issue in the past with boots where, your toes start to hurt weird, or sometimes the balls of your feet, or even the balls of your heels. Mm-hmm. And I haven't noticed any of that in, 2 years since I bought them? Almost 2 years since I bought them.
We put quite a few miles on them between everything that we've done.
Yeah. And I take them camping with me, always. Mm-hmm. Every time I go camping, I love taking them with me.
Yep. Camping or, even fishing. We've gone fishing several times out at the lakes and stuff, and she definitely has her boots all the time.
And I'll even wear them to work because they're really comfortable to stand in. Mm-hmm. They look bulky sometimes, but they're so comfortable.
And that's the key, especially with a lot of the hunting gear and hiking gear these days, is being comfortable.
Yeah.
And Crispy definitely knocked that one out of the park.
I would say so. So on top of that, besides my Crispies and my Sitka, I don't have a whole lot of hardcore other gear. You're into a lot more of having everything. Yeah. I know you're like your Vortex and stuff. I just steal your binos. I don't have a spotting scope. I just steal yours as well. My pack. My pack is a Cabela's one. Yep. I don't know which one exactly off the top of my head. It was one that was just on sale. And it's not a bad pack by any means, but it'd be nice to upgrade. I think I need to get a youth size that fits me a little better is the thing.
Yeah, well, a lot of the nice thing about a lot of more of the packing type style of hunting packs these days are all actually manufactured for youth, women, men. And that pack was kind of a starter. That was when... that was the first elk hunt you'd ever went on.
You and your dad in 2020.
Yep, and so that was kind of just a starter pack, something that wasn't, bottom line, but something that would work really well for what we were doing. And obviously with this year, I did a lot more of the backcountry style of hunting and was able to grow the amount of gear that I have and the more quality of gear. So even with me learning to get that type of equipment, we're definitely going to be upgrading your stuff in the future.
I plan to, yeah.
Even with the smaller packs and stuff that a lot of these bigger manufacturers are coming out with are a lot better than the old packs that they used to have.
Yeah. And the big thing too is, I don't do as much backcountry hunting as you do. I don't need to pack in a whole bunch of gear. Typically, my pack is just kind of like things that would last me a full day if like we got stuck out there, or even a full night. So enough water and food to get me through a little while. Yeah. And then I tend to strip layers. Because it starts out super cold. I start out with my bibs and looking like a muffin. And then I start stripping layers by the end of the day, and I end up in just a regular pair of pants and usually my long sleeve, and that's all I need at that point. So
yeah, I'm thinking almost when we upgrade your pack, we're gonna get you some sort of frame, whether it's an initial ascent pack or an exo pack, because they have the nice thing with those packs is they have smaller bags, so we can start you out on a smaller bag, and if we do end up doing more of the backcountry camping and hunting and stuff like that, we can just buy you the bag that just goes on top of the pack itself. Right. So something like that would be really useful for you. Yeah. So, is there any other specific gear that you use?
I don't think so. Am I missing something?
I don't think so. I think we kind of covered the majority of the important gear that makes you comfortable out in the...
Yeah. Oh, and if we're just talking about hunting, yeah. But if we're talking about all of our camping gear and stuff, I mean, we really like our Coleman and whatnot. Those kind of things. Because like I said, I'm not quite as into the hunting as you are. I love my camping gear.
She does.
I really do. Yes. And so, I mean, like, Coleman's done really good for us. I think that's where our stove and all of our lanterns are. And they've done really good. Our stove was super cheap. Just a starter one we got back in high school. It's almost 3 years old, and we've had zero issues with it. And it's super lightweight. It's super easy to take with us everywhere. I love my cast iron skillets when we go.
That's the only thing I was going to say about the little stove is it's a little small for some of the bigger meals that we cook because we like eating food and good food.
And he likes eating for 4. Oops. So we do require to cook a lot when we do go places, or at least when we go camping. But, I mean, we've made it work. 2 of the circular pans fit on there A-okay if you fold the flaps down. That's kind of how it was designed for anyways. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot of other gear. We love stealing the Cabela's camp kitchen from my parents. That thing is amazing. I don't know if my parents will ever get that back.
Probably not.
They don't want it back.
Honestly, anyways. Probably not.
No. At this point, my dad just doesn't question it. He accepts it.
Well, and we fixed it for him, so...
We did technically fix it. A couple screws fell out.
Should be ours.
You make that argument to my dad. I am not.
I'm not doing that one.
You'll get a look of no other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, besides just hunting gear, we have a whole bunch of other camping gear, too. That's done us really good over the years. I like to stick with one brand. I found my brand that works well for me, and I like to stick with it. And Sitka has done me 0 wrong. Crispy's have done me 0 wrong. My Coleman's done me 0 wrong. We like our Arctic cooler. Arctic's pretty badass.
Yeah, I love that cooler.
So, it doesn't do me wrong. I keep bringing it. I love to go ahead and bring my Crown Royal with us when we go camping. I sound like an alcoholic by this. And the Jack Daniel's fruity beers. Those taste good too.
See, there you go.
So I got priorities when I pack.
Yeah. It's always something that's in the bag. You know, that's part of our gear.
Can't miss anything.
Nope, definitely not. So now let's kind of talk about your future and our future with the podcast and Northwest Trueshot and just in general. So do you look forward to future events that we're going to have between camping and hunting and stuff like that?
Oh, always. I love getting on our camping trips. I'm really excited to be able to start doing it again here soon.
Yeah.
Hunting trips, we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah.
With hunting wise, I do think I'm gonna go get my waterfall stamps though, because I got some new bibs with the killer Sitka sale. But I need to break those bad boys in now.
Gotta get them bloody.
Sounds like a plan to me. They're awesome because they're super like baggy, and I could put like a solid 2 pairs of sweats underneath of them. I will never be cold again. It's wonderful. So I don't know if we have any for sure things planned just yet. It's a little early in the season.
Yeah.
We'll see how things start to warm up, temperature-wise, because last year in May it was still snowing.
Yeah.
And I think I like to avoid another snow camping trip in a tent, a regular tent.
It wasn't horrible.
That was cold.
It was cool.
It was cold.
We got a tarp and a heater. We were fine.
I was a popsicle the whole time. I'd snuggle into bed with him and stick my cold toes against him, and he'd scream.
Yeah, it was freezing.
See?
That aspect of it. Your feet were freezing. The sleeping bag was nice and warm.
It was cold. So, I mean, we'll kind of wait and see how it starts to warm up this year and what plans we have. I'm kind of busy with OSET and judging, so it might put things off
Yeah.
a couple weeks later than what we want, but that's okay. We'll get back out at it.
Absolutely, and we'll know. Basically, when we know, we know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we try and plan things out as best as we can, but sometimes that doesn't work.
And sometimes it's fun to be a little spontaneous and be like, hey, let's go fishing. He never complains when I do that.
No, and that happens quite often, actually.
Yeah.
We're just like, hey, let's go do this, or hey, let's go do that. And most of the time it's outdoor related. Sometimes it's like, hey, let's go into town, or, whatever, but that's more like it right now because it's cold and there's not much to do right now. I mean, we can go coyote hunting, though.
Of course, you throw that in there. Yeah, I guess we could go do that, honey.
All right, let's do it. I like the sound of it.
Okay.
And then this is kind of a little bit more on the hunting aspect. Are there any future hunts that you're excited to go on? Is there anything, you excited to go hunting for waterfowl? Obviously, you're looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking forward to more deer seasons, elk season?
There's just something about deer hunting that always kind of hits home for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the homey feeling of getting to do it. I don't know if it's just the simplicity in getting to do it.
Probably simplicity because...
Not that it's like super easy. I mean, you still gotta find those stinking deer, and the ones around here are kind of smart. But yeah, there's just something about getting to go deer hunting I will always enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a huge chunk is just getting to get away from work for a full week. That was wonderful.
That was really nice.
So things like that I'm kind of excited for. I really am excited to go ahead and get my waterfowl bibs broken into. I haven't waterfowl hunt a whole lot. Just because
We never really had the gear for you to do it.
I'm still shooting with my 20 gauge.
We'll see.
For now, at least.
We'll see.
My flamingo one.
It works. I honestly think when we went hunting last time, it was a lot more pass-by shooting. With how this season went and everything, I think we could get you on some really good spots. And, I mean, it wouldn't matter what gun you were shooting. You could get some birds.
Well, in the past, the 20 gauge has been kind of my Achilles heel when it comes to waterfowl hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I haven't done it a whole lot as part of it, too.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is I don't like waking up that early. I'm telling y'all, I'm a really bad hunter. But I do it for the fun of it. I don't really do it for the kill or anything anyway. So it's just fun to be able to get out and do it. So I think those are the two primary things. There was something, I really wanted to try a bear hunt one of these days soon.
Mm.
Now, it may not be this year necessarily. Maybe next year.
No, I think Oregon spring bear tags have already closed for registration.
I think so too. So, but I do want to do that for next year. I really want to try some bear pepperoni. I can get some made.
Delicious.
Yeah, see, exactly. And there's some really good game butcher shops around here that do a great job in that kind of stuff. So I just really want to try it. The other thing too is you gotta kill me enough waterfowl that I can make some pepperoni. I need like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to donate some 20 pounds over here, let me know.
Yeah, we didn't. I was kind of sad we didn't get to hunt as much waterfowl as we wanted to this year.
No, you really didn't.
We just had a really busy winter with everything going on between mainly work. Work took up a bunch of time this year, so.
Yeah, and we just seem to have something going on almost every weekend. The holidays, man, the holidays just kill you.
That was the most hunting I did was during the holidays. Because me and my dad would go out and go hunting.
True. That was like actually Christmas morning kind of deals.
Yep, or Christmas hunt this year, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I got for kind of my goals this year.
Yeah, I like it. It sounds good to me.
Simple.
The more hunting in there, the more I like it. So, let's kind of talk about the show a little bit. What do you think we could improve on? Because you've listened to a few of my episodes already. and not necessarily have been in it since this is the first intro with you in here. We kind of did an after the show interview after the first episode, but what do you think? Like, what's your opinion on everything?
Well, you're much more calm now. Your impromptu has gotten much better.
A little bit.
It helps, I think, having a secondary person on here, which is why I told you at the first one too, is you need someone to be able to kind of like bicker back and forth with.
Yes.
I feel like that always kind of helps. The other thing too is you've improved a lot with your ums. You used to like say a lot. Exactly. So that's going a lot better. I don't know if I in particular have anything really to suggest right now. Your computer's been finally working really well. Your camera, you've gotten dialed in quite well.
Finally. I think this is the first episode that we've recorded the whole thing. I've got a system going now, so.
See, exactly though. So I think you finally had enough trial and error that's gotten you at least in the right direction. I don't know if I have a whole lot of suggestions right now. Maybe the only thing would be finding some more guest stars more than just me. Unfortunately, I'm not that exciting of a person.
Well, and I think that's a lot of the reason why I want you on here as a co-host is because we'll talk a lot, but like on our guest episodes, we'll probably have you sit in, but that'll like mainly be between myself and the guest, I guess. But just having you there is going to be helpful in the long run because you'll pick up on stuff that I won't, or I'll pick up on stuff that you won't, and ask questions and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know that I really have a whole lot of suggestions right now. No.
Yeah. If you guys have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. Whether you're listening this on Buzzsprout or on YouTube, wherever you're listening or watching, let us know because it's truly appreciated. And if you guys enjoy the show more, then it'll help us be able to create a better show for you guys and for anybody that you're sharing it to. So
yeah, the one thing I would say is your consistency's gotta get a lot better. You're terrible about recording on set days and then posting on set days.
Yeah.
So once you start getting that dialed in,
it's getting better. The last couple weekends we've been really busy. We went up to Portland a few weekends ago, and the next weekend we went to Portland, and it's been kind of difficult, but we're gonna try and dial it in.
Yeah, we went to Portland twice in 1 week.
Yeah, it was not very fun. Honestly.
Don't recommend.
No. But
yeah, so fun times.
Back to it.
No, I don't have anything besides that. It's just working on your consistency is my only suggestion.
Yeah. Give
me a little more heads up too.
I gave you 24-hour notice.
You wanted to record last night, and I was like, dude, I've already showered. I'm not putting pants back on.
Exactly, I gave you 24-hour notice.
Because I told you no.
Oh, well, it worked. So.
I guess.
Well, you ready to wrap this up?
I sure am, boss.
All right. So I want to thank you all for listening to episode 3 of the Trueshot Podcast. Please rate and review it. It goes a long way. We do appreciate it. I want to thank our newest subscribers on YouTube. Steve, what is that? Baptize. Really appreciate it. Oscar Morales, Freddie Morales, and Carl Shaver. You guys are awesome. I want to really want to thank you guys for subscribing to our YouTube and watching the podcast and our YouTube videos that we've been posting out. If you aren't subscribed, please do. Another thing too is ring the bell so that way you get notifications when we post videos like this podcast. And then another thing too would be to share your subscribed list because then I can actually know who is subscribing and I can give you guys the proper shout outs that you guys deserve for following us along on our adventures. So with that, for questions, ideas, or interests in being guests, please email northwesttrueshot@gmail.com. And remember, make your shot a true shot. Thank you.
Bye, guys.